fun. And I know I've complained about some of the story and some of the way it's set up, and even the lack of how things are explained. To be fair, I've gone all this time and I haven't even made it to Altissia yet. And I've heard that, I've told people that, they're like, oh my god, you haven't even made it to Altissia? And I'm like, no, I haven't even made it to Altissia. I have one summon, which is Rama, or Rama, or Rama, or Ramalama Ding Dong, or however the hell you pronounce it. And I'm level 54, and I've put just over 30 hours in this game doing nothing but side quests and hunts. That's what I'm doing now, another side quest. And I'm hoping to continue on with the game a little bit, but I've explored so much. And the good things about the game. Graphics are fantastic. The animations are amazing. The interactions between these four main characters are really good. Honestly, out of the four of them, I'm a little disappointed with Ignis because he doesn't really seem to have much of a personality. And I'm also disappointed with Noctis because he also doesn't seem to have much of a personality. Again, I haven't made it very far, but the anime gave them better personalities than the game has, which is incredibly depressing. Like, it should not be like that.
So what's next? Ask around a little?
Your mom
It's
next.
up to Noct.
Other good things. The locales are great. The enemies are various for the most part. They're interesting. I can't really say too much good about the combat system. I actually don't like the combat system. You hold the circle button to attack, and that's it for the most part. Like, you can do the warp strikes, you can jump, you can dodge. But when you're attacking, all you do, other than warp strikes, is hold the circle button. Which is completely devoid of strategy. I have, of course, been playing this game on active mode. I've heard that wait mode can put more strategy into it, but if you're gonna make it where you can run around this openly, it almost seems to kind of defeat the purpose. Which, and you can tell, like, I think, let's try wait. I haven't even tried wait mode, so let's see. You can tell the game was made with the intention to be played on active mode. The main reason they probably added wait mode is because of the fans. There's just no strategy, not that much strategy to it though. It can get pretty difficult, I will say. Alright, for a lot of times, especially with the level I'm at, like, I blow through so many enemies, but then there are some enemies that if there's more than one or two of them on the screen, you're screwed. Either because they're giant enemies, like the rhino things, or because, or like the horse things, whatever they're called, with the spiral horns, that kind of look like Ixion from Final Fantasy X. They charge at you randomly, a lot of times you're fighting groups of 5 or 6 of them, and you're sitting there trying to attack one enemy, and another one comes out of nowhere and just slaughters you. And you're just kind of like, well, what the hell? Like, this shouldn't have suddenly been this difficult for no reason. I know a lot of people complain about the imps, but for the most part, the imps don't really bother me that much. As long as you can warp strike to them and take them out real quick, you're good. It's usually, I'm fighting imps at night when the Iron Giants show up, and honestly, at this level, Iron Giants don't bother me. It's the Red Giants that drive me insane. They're
a little warm for my taste.
They're resistant to most types of damage, but anyway. Oh, a very positive thing to say about this game. I never realized how much I needed chocobo riding in a 3D game until I played this game. Like, it is that good. It is fantastic. How do I summon Call Chocobo? Like, the chocobo riding on this game is amazing. Where's my chocobo? Oh, there's my chocobo. I like the white one.
Let's go.
And everybody else is suddenly on a chocobo. and you get the slow walk, and then how do I run again? That one. There's the trot, and oh my god,
Better
this is
keep
so
up.
much fun. Seriously though. All the stuff you can do on a chocobo, and you really haven't been able to ride a chocobo, truly ride a chocobo like this, I feel, since 7 with the chocobo racing. Final Fantasy 9 had chocobo riding, yes, but it really wasn't this. Final Fantasy 10's chocobo riding was a little too restrictive. Did 12 have chocobos? I don't even remember. It's been a long time since I've played 12. 13 did, maybe? It's been a while.
Man, it's hot.
Then lose the jacket.
But yeah, this is so much fun. Like I never get tired of writing these. But anyway, now that I'm done gushing over the chocobos, they're so cute. I don't really care for the combat system. There's not enough strategy to it. It's so... Another game that had this problem. And it's Square Enix related. Kingdom Hearts 2. And yes, the only 2 Kingdom Hearts I played are the first and second one. I'd never played any of the handheld ones because I didn't have the console to support it, so meh. Kingdom Hearts 2 though, 80% plus of the game you can tap the X button and defeat every enemy. With some varying differences.
Stinking hot.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you just tap X and you beat the entire game. Even my mother, who doesn't usually play games, played games like Final Fantasy X because the combat system was so good in 10.
Hurry it up, Prompto!
She played the first 2 Kingdom Hearts games. The first game I helped her with 2 bosses. That was it, the entire game. The second game, I never touched it. She beat the entire game by herself, and I was so happy that she did. But the reason she did it because the combat was so streamlined, and they took out. And to be fair, the combat in the first Kingdom Hearts wasn't the best, but it was just enough to where it was challenge. It was a good amount of challenge, I felt.
Rather sultry.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like they just keep simplifying the combat system, and I don't know if it's because they're trying to move toward a more streamlined version where it's easier for casual players, which I don't like. Like if you're playing a game, casual player or not, of course you don't want to make your controls ridiculous or anything, but I don't want. How am I trying to put this? I like strategy games with varying degrees. I love the Final Fantasy series. I've been a fan of the Final Fantasy series since the first Final Fantasy game I ever played, which was 7.
It's nice to not have to kill anything.
No, it isn't. The best part. Kill everything. Anyway, blood and fire. Strategy games are fun. Like Final Fantasy X, like I said, I love the combat, and most people seem to agree the combat system in Final Fantasy X is really, really, really good. And it was a pure strategy game. You had to pick and choose and decide what you're going to do in combat. The enemy variance in Final Fantasy X admittedly was a little limited, but later on in the game when the enemies got a lot stronger, it like really, really, truly shined, because you'd have enemies that you're struggling against that you really had to stop and think about every single step you made. And I'm definitely talking about the third time you fight Seymour?
Keep it moving.
When he shows up on
Right
Mount
behind you.
Gagazet? Yeah.
Real nice here.
I like strategy games, and there's not as much strategy in this. A lot of it is dumb luck of you not managing to get hit by these giant enemies, and the weird dodge mechanic. While cool, it seems like they're trying to go for an anime feel, where everything's over stylized and you have all these ridiculously powerful enemies that are doing these ridiculously inhuman things, which can be done, but can be done well, but not if you're really wanting to pick to a strategy game. Actually, another game that did something like that was Dragon Age 2, which I do have my problems with Dragon Age 2, but as a overall, I did enjoy the game. It does have a lot of problems, but that final boss battle in Dragon Age 2, and spoilers if anyone hadn't guessed, you find that the way I did it was you end up, like I don't know what the other ending was, but you end up fighting, was it Meredith? Was there? No. Whoever the leader of the Templars was, that woman. And she imbues herself with the red lithium crystals. Lithium? No. Lyrium. Red lyrium crystals. And she suddenly gets superpowers. And this game is sword and sorcery. And yeah, they did go for a more action feel, but suddenly she has superpowers, and in all honesty, is ridiculous. Like, she's jumping around the map like she's Superman or Superwoman, and I was just kind of like, this is such a weird disconnect after everything we put up. It was interesting to find an enemy that was that powerful, but like when she actually starts almost basically flying, it's just kind of like, why? Like, why even have it go that far? Yay, I love my Chocobo leveled up. But I named my Chocobo Choco, I think. Anyway, I'll have to continue this in the next video if you're interested enough to listen to me rant about this a little bit longer. Thanks.